Today, Black Ops 4 kicked off a smaller end of 2018 celebration, if you want to put it that way, because we now have the ability to play with double XP, double weapon XP, and double merits in Blackout. So across all your modes for Black Ops 4, you're gonna be able to rank up twice as fast, which is great for whatever modes you're interested in the most. Also, there's 50% off tiers and things in the Blackjack shop. We'll talk about that at a later point in the video, but today I want to really kind of give you guys some tips and some ways that you can maximize this weekend, because it's not going to be around forever, but it is something that you can make an absolute massive dent in your progression for multiplayer, Blackout, zombies, weapon progression, whatever you're actually gunning to do this weekend. If you can sit down for even just a handful of time each day, you'll be able to make some great progress towards whatever you're working on. So that said, let's jump into some of the tips here with this one. Let's start out on the multiplayer end, because I'm pretty sure that's where the majority of you guys are interested in the most. For this, you can end up getting double XP and double weapon XP. Your merits don't pertain to this at all, but for capitalizing on the double XP in particular, I definitely give you a handful of suggestions, but I think the best ones here come down to objective modes, hardcore, and then your challenges. So in terms of objective modes, let's start out with that one. Things like domination are going to be fantastic for this, because not only one, do you get extra game time compared to, say, TDM, where you can have more opportunity to get more kills, get more kill streaks, get more objective play, but if you play the objective, it offers a little bit more bonus XP because of your score equivalent. If you can stand the slower pace compared to other game modes, and you can also end up doing well, Search and Destroy is fantastic also, because not only will the objective scores you end up getting for planting and defusing the bomb and winning the rounds and all things like that help add up quickly, but your kill equivalent in terms of XP is absolutely a massive boost compared to your regular game mode. So if you can end up averaging 5 to 10 kills a match in Search and Destroy, you're already well off, but if you can even get more than that, well, then you're really set. Hardpoint is another great option here for this one, because not only do you get a lot of time to play this out if both teams end up playing competitively, you can do things like hill hopping, in which you end up jumping on either by being the first one on the hill as is, or if the enemy team gets off it and you jump on, it gives you a capture bonus in terms of your score and XP. Now, this is something that's been done for ages to farm score streaks and things like that, but you can end up doing this even just for the XP. Plus, if you end up playing the objective, you stay in that hardpoint, then you also get more score and more XP for objective kills. So that's something that even just for playing the game, you get those extra added little bonuses depending on where you're at. And kind of a combination of domination and hardpoint control is that final one I would recommend. It's a nice little hybrid for players that want to try something new within Black Ops 4 and also kind of want that familiarity of the modes that have been classic to the franchise. Outside of those game modes, though, other things that I could recommend are hardcore. Anything in hardcore is fantastic, and that's simply because, for those of you guys that don't know, medals are abundant within that, and medals actually give bonus XP. So your big ones you'll probably come across a lot are maybe your one-shot kills, your collaterals. Each of those offer bonus XP, so every single medal you get within a game, whether you know it or not, you get that extra bonus XP tied to it. So they start to add up very, very quickly in hardcore, and therefore, definitely recommend running those as well. And for those guys trying to knock out some headshot challenges or camo challenges, whatever it may be, these are fantastic ways to do so. So you start to combine these things together just by playing the game in a certain way within it. But talking a little bit about medals as well, other ones really start to add up too, even outside of hardcore. Probably the biggest ones you'll notice are the kill streak ones, in which if you take a look at those, your bloodthirsty medals will start at 5 kills, and that gives you 500 XP per medal. But then once you get up to 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30, that's 1000 XP per kill. And again, these double every single time you end up getting them during this weekend, as it is double across the board and applied at the end, not just for individual bases. So everything you end up getting is doubled. So even when you go on a kill streak, you might not necessarily be going for all that many other types of medals or getting those, but so long as you get those, you're still getting a ton of XP on top of that. But other ways include challenges. Now, this goes for either your challenges for completionist or your camo challenges, and those are probably the ones that a lot of people go for the most during these times, but there's lucrative XP bonuses associated with each challenge available. The biggest, of course, again, being those camo challenges, and even if you just break down the base ones for those headshots or one-shots, the Hunt and Patrol camo are 500 XP, the Panther camo is 750, the Monsoon is 1000, Agitator is 1500, Erd is 2000, Bengal is 2500, Massacre is 3500, and Red Tiger is 5000. So each time you check those off the list, which aren't really all that hard once you end up going for them, if you consciously go for them, it's a lot easier than just stumbling upon them, and you do it in a lot lot quicker time, obviously. But for those that may have even already completed the Dark Matter challenges and taken care of all the camos within the weaponry, there's also great bonuses for mastery challenges. So go into your challenges, take a look at what you're close to completing, and then when you're close to that overall section completion, that's 10,000 XP right there that is doubled immediately, plus each individual challenge you do during that time. And the final thing we'll talk about in multiplayer before we switch gears here is just simply stay in matches. Even if you get into a match where you're losing, if you're joining late and you're getting crushed, staying in will, one, give you more time in game than just searching for a lobby that, even if you're getting stomped, you'll probably get some score at least, and so therefore some XP compared to if you were in a pre-game lobby where you get nothing. And then two, you'll also get your match XP bonus at the end of the game for completion. While it's not a whole lot, it will be again more than absolutely nothing if you're lobby surfing or if you back out and don't get anything that way either. So just simply staying in the matches is even more advantageous than you may actually give it credit for, but you do all this kind of stuff and you'll definitely make an absolutely massive dent in your multiplayer progression with double XP. Switching gears to Blackout real quickly, Double Merits is active, and this one comes down to really how you feel comfortable within Blackout and how you want to play your matches. I know some players definitely love to play aggressive, they go after every single kill possible, but there's also the players that like to play a little more passively and would rather stay for the longer game, try and win those games. So really it comes down to whichever one. So we'll break it down a little bit for both sides of the spectrum here with this one, but aggressive or passive kills are doubled, so each kill now grants you 20 merits rather than 10. So let's say you drop 10 kills, you're playing rather aggressively, that's 200 merits right there. And if you place in the top 15 already, that's a standard of 50 merits that turns into 100. If you win, that's 100 merits that turn into 200. So challenges also are doubled as well, but you start to add all these things together and it really adds up. So for your higher ranks, it's an interval of around 750 merits between echelon rankings. For your lower rankings, for those that are just starting out on the Blackout grind, it's anywhere from a few hundred to 350 as a stable number. So if you end up getting a win, even at lower levels, no kills, no challenges, you're guaranteed roughly 300 merits from placing top 15 and also winning. So that's almost a whole level in the beginning just from this weekend's bonus. But if you're a higher level, it might take you a win or two to make some more decent progress, but when you throw in the kills and the challenges that you're more than likely going to get during that time, that's where you start to excel. So again, it comes down to how you want to play here with this. If you're a kill hunter, you can probably hot drop, maybe say at construction, hijacked, pick up 3 to 4 kills a match, and even if you die early, that's around 80 merits right there for a few minutes played compared to a full 20-minute match. But if you like to play for the win, well, squads are probably a great way to help you out as well, because not only do you have the communication of 3 other teammates helping you out and spawning enemies and all that, but you don't die immediately if you get knocked. You end up having the ability to get revived, and so therefore your game can actually last a little longer. There's really a whole bunch of different scenarios that you could play through here with this one, but ultimately you're going to want to try and maximize the potential for both styles of play. So if you want to play, say, quads, your team could play aggressively, use that communication, and end up ultimately coming out with a win, or you could even do some things like maybe even play some solo quads with filling the match on and break away from your team if you really want to do that, where you can go after those kills, but if your team still ends up winning, then you still get the credit for that. But again, ultimately it comes down to utilizing both of those tactics together, and that's where you're going to excel the most. I remember that the last event that I was able to play on, not this past Double Merit event that happened a week or two ago because I missed that entire thing. The one before that though, I ended up getting consistent 10 kill wins throughout that weekend, and I was pulling 550 to 650 merits per game of that, and so therefore I ranked up a ton. I'm hoping to do the same thing here within this weekend and maybe even reaching echelon prestige, but we'll see how everything plays out. Zombies is a little bit less to mention because it kind of is the culmination of everything. There's not as much in terms of unique properties I could tell you if you're a zombies player that wants to go in and try and grind everything out, but it comes down to essentially the same thing. Your challenges are the best way to help you out, your weapon challenges for your headshots. The Easter eggs, of course, help you out and all things like that, just surviving being that biggest one as well. So if you're a zombies person playing for that zombies double XP, that's probably your best bet also. But the final thing I want to talk about today is that half off mention we touched on very briefly at the very beginning of the video. If you take a look at it, you now have half off every item in Blackjack shop. Plus, if you want to buy tiers individually, you ended up buying those for half off as well. Now, I'm all for lower prices on everything. Of course, I think that's great that we'll see something like this, but I just don't like the timing of it because if you paid attention to it, we ended up getting the items currently in Blackjack's shop 3.5 days ago now at this point by the time the video goes live. And that said, they were at full price. So there were a ton of players that end up, say, buying Ultimus to KO for 800 COD points, meanwhile just to get the slap in the face of him being available for 400 today and throughout the weekend. And plus, as of this ending up, that's when we'll get new characters and new things added in as well. We'll have one rotation of the twice weekly items of the Prophet uniform as well as the reticle and the war paint, plus the daily items will change out. But in terms of the big things also that are the weekly ones, that's gonna be something that refresh after this event is over. So literally this event doesn't have anything to do with a lot of the new content. It's just kind of already, again, a slap in the face for those that may have bought it at full price, which, like I said, I'm all for cheaper prices, but I really wish they would have done this during the time whenever new things were added in. And especially new items that people like the Ultimus to KO Blackout character would really be interested in buying. So unfortunately, that's something to consider as well going into this weekend and capping off everything. So I don't mean to end the video on a bummer, but kind of wanted to let you guys know about that this really isn't the best timing for this to happen, but I guess it is what it is. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. That's where we're gonna wrap it up. Are you guys excited for this double XP, double merit event? Are you guys looking forward to taking advantage of whichever side it is? And if so, what are you gonna be grinding out the most? Blackout, multiplayer, zombies? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully this helped you out in some way, shape, or form. Wanted to bring you guys some tips while it was topical. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops 4, multiplayer, blackout, zombies. We got you covered the best of updates, news, information, tips, tricks, all that good stuff. So if you're interested in any of that, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, there's the best places to get connected outside of YouTube. Probably live on both those. So if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it is, link in the description below. That said, thank you guys all so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Go make some solid progress on your ranks. I'll see you guys later. Peace.